Michael Hernandez. Recently, the city pursued a mattress manufacturer that would have brought 100 jobs to the city. However, the company opted to move to Manchester, Vermont. In what ways do you think the city council can help the city attract more business?
Well, the issue with the mattress manufacturer, I think the city council and the mayor's office put out the best package they thought they could at the time, and it just didn't work. So they're not coming, and we need to move on. And we'll go find somebody else. We've hit that issue. That issue's come up for the last couple of months, and I think all the citizens have heard mattress enough. But let's find a new business. High tech is the way to go. There's a lot of jobs in that area. They can locate here. Our space is relatively inexpensive compared to space in the metropolitan areas. We can go bring those people, those businesses to North Adams, and they'll employ people. We need to key on the piece of turning out a good workforce. My 16 years on the McCann School Committee, I've seen that school grow. It's a number one vocational education there. 65% of their students are going on to college, achieving higher education. Many want to come back to the area. Mass College of Liberal Arts, they're building a science center, spending millions of dollars. That will attract more professors, more people to the area. We need to find jobs for those people. Those people who are coming out of the college, find businesses that want to come here, employ those folks. They'll buy real estate here. They'll spend money in the downtown. They'll help just increase the revenues that are spent here. That's the kind of thing we got to go after today. It's going to be really difficult to attract manufacturers, although I certainly come from a manufacturing background and environment. That would be ideal. I'd love to see it. If we had one or two that came, that'd be great, but we really need to think outside of the box on that one.
Thank you. Incumbent Marie Harpen. Recently, the city pursued a mattress manufacturer that would have brought 100 jobs to the city. However, the company opted to move to Manchester, Vermont. In what ways do you think the city council can help the city attract more businesses?
Well, I was at the meeting for the city council when they came in talking about the mattress factory that was going, WCW, I believe. And there was someone there from the state to talk about the tax incentives that they were going to be presenting. The person that was representing WCW stated that he was going to be bringing most of his employees to North Adams, and there would probably be about 80 of them. So that meant that there would be probably 20 people from North Adams that would be hired. With the tax problem that they had in New York State, I don't know, it just didn't seem right to me that they really weren't that concerned and that interested about moving into North Adams. I think they had Manchester really using North Adams to get into Manchester. I mean, that's really how I felt about that. For new businesses coming in, I mean, we are breaking ground, or they broke ground, down on Kern Highway for the Super Walmart. That'll bring in some jobs, and I'm very hopeful about that. But as far as trying to get jobs into this community, I think the council does have a role in meeting with the people that want to come into North Adams for businesses and show them the community, take them to the schools, take them to Main Street, take them to Mass-MoCA, show them what we do have here, go up to Natural Bridge, go to the Eclipse Mill, show them how there's workspace and living space all in together, show them what we have here that will be attractive to them to move into this area. And I think that's an important role for the council to play.
Thank you. Diane Gleese Parsons. Recently, the city pursued a mattress manufacturer that would have brought 100 jobs to the city. However, the company opted to move to Manchester, Vermont. In what ways do you think the city council can help the city attract more businesses?
I can't disagree with anything that's been said so far, actually. I do feel that the council and everyone in the city is an ambassador for the city, and actually that positive attitude does make a difference. However, I think that we have expected probably too much of our mayor because in the past, and the council only does this by kind of nudging at the mayor, encouraging the mayor to hire a community development director who in the past has worked aggressively to market the city to outside firms. And I know that when I was on the council before, and there are other people here that are currently on the council and go to Mass Municipal Association, I don't know to what degree our mayor has done that, but as a councilor, I went to the meetings of Mass Municipal Association, and you often networked there with businesses that might be looking to grow or to relocate. I think the council's role is unsexy, but I think there are things that we can do besides mentioning the quality of life that's here, because I think we're all in agreement that there's an embarrassment of riches here, even especially in the summer. We could undertake a review of the zoning. Zoning is a way that we can, again, market our properties and make things more attractive. There's more incentives than tax incentives, although I know those are important. When I was at MCLA, I did a lot of grant writing, and one of the things that you do, you don't end at the end of a competition. You always go back and find out what was attractive for the grantees.
Time is up for that question. John Barrett, recently the city pursued a mattress manufacturer that would have brought 100 jobs to the city. However, the company opted to move to Manchester, Vermont. In what ways do you think the city council can help the city attract more businesses?
Well, first of all, I'll tell a story, and Al Marden will verify this, is that they really didn't pursue the city. John Wilkinson, who was the owner of the company, approached me at the golf course one day, and he said, hey, you got any old property over in North Adams? I said, well, John, I'm not in charge anymore, but I says there is a perfect building that would work for you, and that's the former Sprague building in the Hardman Industrial Park. And maybe you should go ahead, get a hold of the mayor's office, ask about tax increment financing and agreements like that. So that's how that started. And then I called Al Marden, who knew the owner of it. And but again, that's working the process. I knew it was available. I didn't send him to Pittsfield. Mayor Roberto would have wanted me to because I was working for him at the time, but I felt a loyalty to North Adams here. It didn't work out because, and I didn't think it was, because I'd been in that situation before when C.B. Vaughn was here some 25, 26 years ago. Companies like this like to play games. They play one state against the other, one community against the other. That being said, I think the most important thing in economic development, and Al Marden will tell you this again, is he was the last economic development director that worked for me, and I really don't like economic development directors, nothing personal, because I've never seen one produce a job yet. What produces jobs in communities is the image of a community. And I always use the slogan, in order to attract, we had to be attractive. And I saw it when we developed Mass MoCA. You see, when I saw Mass MoCA coming to the community, I saw it as a chance to change the city's image, a chance where we could open ourselves up to the outside world, and we started to bring people to this community an opportunity. And when they came here, I wanted them to see a city that was on the go, that was attractive. You go back just 7, 8 years ago, we had restaurants opening in the downtown. We have 2 businesses located at Mass MoCA today who said no to us 20 years ago before Mass MoCA. Why? They didn't want anything to do with North Adams because of the image. We had a terrible image.
Thank you. That's all the time for that question, but we're going to start